Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the Video Game Chooch podcast. It's me, John. Hello. Hi, friends. Yes, we are recording the latest, greatest episode, and we have Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan.
I'm here.
And we are on Zootopia Watch.
We absolutely, sure.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say we were on fire.
We are on fire because we are so fired up over Zootopia. We are just going. We are going ape shit.
Oh my god!
That movie did not go to the dogs. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my fucking
I am
God.
a hop, skip, and a jump in my way to go see Zootopia again.
Oh my fucking God, John! Please, spare me the puns.
Let me tell you something. That was a perfect movie. I did not feel fleeced at all when I paid my $7 to go see that feature film.
You paid $7 to see Zootopia?
I think so. I don't remember exactly.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
I paid $11, but I saw it on the biggest IMAX screen in Texas. So
God damn.
Yeah.
What is that, like 3 football fields?
It's like 3.5 or 4 stories tall, I think.
It's like on the outside of the Dallas football stadium.
No, it's at the Texas History Museum in Austin, which is like literally right across the street from campus. So it might not be the biggest IMAX screen in Texas because there's a place in Fort Worth called the Omnidome, which is literally like an IMAX dome.
Yeah.
But it's the biggest traditional IMAX screen in Texas. So there you go. But it was a good place to see Zootopia. I also saw Ant-Man and Interstellar there, and of those 3, Zootopia was far and above the best.
I think it behooves you to see that film.
John, we both know where you live. Stop. Stop.
Jeez.
Please.
I sent you comics, John. I can mail myself to your house and jump out of the box and punch you in the throat or something. I don't know.
I'm just imagining you doing that, and as I'm writhing around on the ground in agony, you're just like, get up! We're gonna go hang out. We're gonna have a great time.
Pretty much, yeah. That's how I greet all my friends for the first time. I punch them in the face and I take them to a nice dinner or whatever.
This is to make up for the violence.
Yeah, I pull the baseball bat I carry in the trunk of my car out and just go to town on their kneecaps. I'm like, all right, let's go get some tacos.
There is a pretty good taco place right near where I live, so there you go.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
Can you eat there with broken legs?
I don't think they turn you away if you were disabled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of shitty if they did.
Great.
I'm pretty sure you can eat anywhere with broken legs unless you eat through, your foot or something.
Like those pizza places that don't only have, places to put your stuff if you're standing.
Sure.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
Yeah, that Blaze Pizza I went to when I was in California.
What's it called?
Pizza?
Blaze Pizza?
Blaze Pizza, man.
Yeah! No, it's called Blaze Pizza because they cook the pizzas in 30 seconds because the ovens
that
are so
sounds
hot.
terrible.
So it's like a blaze.
It was okay.
That sounds terrible.
It was okay. We only went because we like that Worst Idea of All Time movie, and they make fun of Blaze Pizza because or not movie, podcast.
Yeah,
because Patrick Schwarzenegger has some. I think it was the Blaze Pizza that he owns that we went to. I don't remember if it was or not, but yeah.
Cool.
We were just we want to go to Blaze Pizza.
That'd be a terrible name if once they start having forest fires.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I don't know, there's a lot of good pizza places around here because Austin just has a lot of good food in general, but I normally just go to Domino's because it's a block from my apartment and it's cheap, so I don't know. I'm sad.
But no, folks, let's be honest.
Better
about
than gas
that
station
movie.
pizza.
Yeah, this is true.
I used to eat a lot of gas station pizza.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was like Godfather. It was branded.
Oh yeah, there used to be a
branded.
Godfather's by where I used to live, but they closed down. I remember they had really good thin crust pizza there.
That was Godfather Part 1, not Part 3, right? Yeah. I like Part 3. It's fine.
I've never actually seen Part 3. So.
It's fine.
Speaking of movies, though, how do y'all really like Zootopia?
I
thought it was really good.
For me, it was I went into it without a whole lot of expectations, which I try to go into movies these days like that. I don't like watching trailers or anything like that. I just like knowing like basically like the log line, like the 30-word like summary of the movie, and not having expectations like that. Like it worked for The Witch and it worked for Zootopia, because when you don't really have expectations for a movie and you have low expectations, even when the movie's that good, it really kind of blows you away, I guess. So I really enjoyed it. It was funny, timely, enjoyable. So,
Yes. Michael, how did you feel about Zootopia?
I thought it was good. Some of the reaction to it, I think, is like way overblown.
Sure.
Like I thought it was a really solid movie. I thought Disney has kind of taken some lessons from their Pixar pals of how to do characters correct and like emotions correctly and make a point in their movie. Like they have really stepped it up. But I've seen a lot of people out there just calling it like this, like treating it like the second coming of kids movies. It's like, no, you just haven't been paying attention to kids movies. You just think that this is just the first one that's been on your radar. Like Disney has been in the last 5 or 6 years. They had Brave. They had that video game movie, Wreck-It Ralph. They had, I know Frozen is divisive, but that's a solid movie, even if people don't love it and what it's become. Like Disney Animation Studios has turned it up a notch. So this was not surprising that they could make a quality movie. I think what was surprising about it was how good it was.
Yeah.
Like how unpredictable it kind of was, how it wasn't like too cliche, how deep all the characters seemed to be, and like
it had incredible world building, like top notch.
Yeah,
I think one thing Zootopia did really well, and I'll kind of go into like screenwriting theory here for a second, but it's like that promise of the premise, I guess, and the premise of Zootopia is like there's animals living in the city. And I think they did a really good job of like running with that. Like, there's a lot of that really good like visual comedy in that movie with like all the stuff with like Mr. Big. Like, I was crying. Like the part with the and I don't want to like spoil anything about the movie, even like the jokes, but the part with the wedding where they're at the wedding and then it like zooms out and you see where it is. Like that was one of the funniest jokes in the whole movie to me. But I don't know. It was good. It did a really good job, and I'd say pretty much all departments. So there's
Absolutely.
my 2 cents, I guess. And I like Jason Bateman a lot, so he was enjoyable.
See, I like Jason Bateman, but when he is in a film, it's a usually good sign that film is only going to be funny because he's in it.
Yeah.
For a while there, I would be like, man, I like Jason Bateman, and I'd watch a movie he's in, I'd be like, that was
like
a
Horrible
shit.
Bosses.
Yeah, I kind of like Horrible Bosses, but even before then, for a while, he was not like, they weren't even passable. They weren't even like, well, I laughed sometimes. It was
he was in a Dodgeball, wasn't he? Like as like one of the commentators.
Yes. That was actually, again, he did fine in that. Like
Dodgeball's okay. I guess.
There was a series of forgettable Jason Bateman movies whose names I can't remember.
Sure.
Where he was like the star. It was right after Arrested Development, like kind of came out and was very clearly a hit.
Yeah, hot commodity.
Mm-hmm. So it was.
I just remember he was in some movie semi recently where like someone stole his identity, and that's all I can remember.
Oh yeah, it had
with Melissa McCarthy in it.
Yeah, I just remember the poster because he was just like doing like the chin down, eyes up thing. He was just like all pissed.
Yeah, that movie's okay.
I didn't see it.
That movie's okay. Like it's not great, but if it's on television, there's nothing else on. You could watch it. Maybe not hate yourself. So
I guess.
But I actually liked his character in Zootopia a lot more than I thought I would. I would. I really thought it would be just a sarcastic dick the entire time, and he's good at that, and they did well with that. But they stepped it up with all the characters, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. They felt very genuine, and they had like actual emotions and things like that. So.
Yeah. Maybe this means people actually pay attention to kids' movies beyond Pixar movies.
And all it took was some anthropomorphic animals. There you go.
That's all you need.
Yep.
Finally.
Yep, finally. But no, yeah, excellent movie. Glad to hear y'all's thoughts on it.
Our tharts.
Your thoughts.
Yeah.
Your thought farts on these great movies.
That's all my thoughts are.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
That's all they are.
Yep.
Clouds of noxious gas.
Yep.
Great.
Like come out and make terrible noises.
Shall we move on to games, gentlemen?
Shall we?
Sure.
Yes. Ryan, why don't we talk to you first this week?
Sure. I think my my discussion of games is going to have a pretty severe overlap with Michael's discussion of games because
very severe.
Yeah,
All right.
because I've only been playing one game for the last week, and that is
There is only one game. There are
is
no
only
other
one
games.
game.
Cancel them all.
Yeah, the
Cancel
only
all
game.
the other games.
The only game left is Stardew Valley, and it has consumed me whole. Michael, I guess we can have like a back and forth about this. Yeah, Michael's dying over here, but it's like a sort of, I almost said Sailor Moon, a Harvest Moon,
Sailor Moon.
Yeah, Animal Crossing kind of thing. You go out to a farm and you do some farming stuff. You raise some crops, meet some people, do some things. It's really good. It's really good.
It is so. Yeah. It has that kind of. I've played more Animal Crossing than Harvest Moon, but it has that sort of like there are overall goals that you're meeting and you're chipping away at. Like there's a community center that's filled with weird alien things, and if you meet their random prerequisites, like 4 things that you always find in summer lying on the ground, if you find those things and take it back to them and put it in their little thing, they will open up another room of stuff to be filled and give you a reward, like a beehive.
Yeah.
So it has like little things that you tick away at and that improve the community, but nothing has to be done right away.
Absolutely not. There's a lot of freedom to pretty much take it step by step, day by day, and it is a game where like every time you play is like a day within the game. There's like some things like overall, it's a pretty solid game. There were some things that initially I kind of thought detracted from it. I think some of the clicking hitboxes are really weird. Like, you have to kind of click in, like, just the right places for some stuff.
It depends sometimes on which way you're facing.
Yeah, like if you wanna, like, say, for example, check the notices on the town bulletin board, you don't click exactly on where the exclamation point is. You have to, like, click way below it. And that's where the hitbox is, and just stuff like that.
I will line up purposefully in front of it so that I accidentally don't click on the calendar.
Yeah.
So I kind of line up a little bit in front of it and to the right of it. So when I click on it, it brings up that notification.
Yeah, it's it's obviously not anything that's like ruining the gameplay experience because the game's really fun. But every now and then they'll just be like stuff like, oh, I wish it was like this, or oh, I wish I had known that before because there's no tutorial for this game or anything. But,
you almost don't need one because like it is just a farming simulator, but you can choose kind of what you farm. If you just want to farm one thing, if you want to farm everything that's available that season, if you want to raise chickens or cows, you kind of have to unlock things in a specific order because things cost a certain amount. But if you don't tend your crops and they all die, you don't die. Like, you don't have to eat to sustain yourself.
No,
I died in the mines, which is sort of a I don't know how long it goes, but is a level by level kind of rock quarry where you can pick up rocks and stones and fight monsters. And I died, and I lost like I lost my sword, I lost all my wood, all my stone. And even though I lost the beehive I got, which fucking pissed me off. But even though I lost all that stuff, and I've cleared most of my farm away from like extra stuff, which is where most of that came from. like I'm not really at a detriment because I can just kind of wander and go get more. Mm-hmm. So like they're both low, and so if I need to build my stone wall, it means I might have to go hunt some stone, but I'm not really at a detriment from it.
No.
And nothing in this game feels like you're being punished. So when everything can be done sort of at your own pace, and everything can be done in whatever order you choose, even Niall, who in our Slack was saying he was having some trouble because one of the first quests you have says, introduce yourself to all 28 people living in the village.
Yeah.
Well, you can't walk into every house because you have to be friends with them. Mm-hmm. And everyone just sort of wanders around. Not aimlessly. I think they all have places to go.
They all have like schedules and like locations and stuff like that.
Right.
But I get what you mean.
Like the fisherman will usually be fishing, and before his shop opens, he's fishing in front of it, and afterwards he tends to fish in the river.
Yeah.
And like you can kind of follow people around and see where they go, and they all go to the saloon at night. I kept like trying to find this last guy, and it was just triggered by an event. Like I hadn't found him. I specifically hadn't talked to him, and so when a specific event happened, it was like, oh, you got him.
Yeah, so exactly.
I have a bunch of things that's like, oh, bring a melon to this guy. Well, it's fall in my game, and melons only grow in summer, so I have to wait till next summer to grow a melon. But it just sits there. It doesn't, it's just a quest.
Yeah, exactly. And
I kind of like that.
Yeah. Even if you take the quest and you don't necessarily do them, because there are some quests where, like, after 2 days you can't do them anymore. But like
those tend to come from the notification board.
Yeah, it feels like sometimes they'll just they'll like repeat, or like the same person will give you another quest, and so it's no big deal. Like it's just a very relaxed game. I mean, you just take it as it comes, I guess. The only time I really kind of got pissed off was when the crops all die at the end of the season. I was like, oh, great. I wish I had known that so I didn't just spend, like, thousands of gold on these crops that died, like, the next day, and now I don't have any money or crops or anything. But
yeah.
And other than that, it's been a really enjoyable experience. So I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's only $15, and it's, like, at some point you just kind of get to a spot in the game where you're like, there is so much in here to do, and then it's just like, and then you like, oh, there's the mine. I go in there like, oh, once I finish this alien's request thing, they'll repair that bridge, or the bus will get repaired, or the mine carts will get repaired, and I don't know what any of them do. Mm-hmm. There's a whole part of the map where train goes by and a hot springs, and that part didn't open up until randomly it said train going by Stardew Valley, and I was like, what? So I went to where it was going to be, because it looked like some boulders were blocking the way, and it was just open.
Yep. And
it's just open. Now I can just go over there. Like there's a wizard tower, and there's a fucking asshole who lives by the beach named Elliot. Fucking hate Elliot. And then there's I don't know if you've noticed this, there's a little like peninsula next to the beach, and you can repair that little bridge. There's a dude who just hangs out there, and if you go and talk to him, he's like, I've got this amulet for sale. You don't want it yet. It's like, what? Yep. What are you talking about? And then he just he's not there the next day, and you're like, what? Okay. Is that man real? There's so much in this game, and it's simple, and
it is deceptively. It's like it's like a deception, because I went into it and I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna like farm and like do that kind of stuff, I guess. But then like once you get like 2 weeks into it and you start falling into like the rhythm of it and all that, you're like, oh my god, like there's not enough time in the day to do everything.
Yeah, your energy. You are governed by an energy bar and by time. If it gets past midnight, it says you're up late and you have to go sleep. And if you do too many actions with your tools, if you cut down too many trees, if you water too many crops, the watering crops is real low energy. Your energy will tick down, and if it runs all the way out, you not only walk real slow, but you don't get full energy the next day.
Yeah,
so it kind of behooves you to take a break, walk around, collect some things.
Snack.
Yeah, eat a snack. But there's just there's cooking in the game. You can upgrade your house, and it gives you a kitchen. There's a letter on like a tribute, or I can't think of the name, but like a thing for your grandpa whose farm it was, and there's a letter, and it says on the third year, the first day of the third year, I'll show up. You're like, what? And I haven't even gotten through the first year, and I've played, I think, 16, 18 hours.
Jeez.
I think it's closer to 16.
I've played like 7 or 8 or so, I think. So you're pretty ahead of me. Oh no, geez, I've played 11. Wow, okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. There's just so much to do, and like I've started to find myself like, all right, I walk out my door. Okay, I check the TV. Is there a new recipe to get from the cooking show? No, I don't care about the weather. I don't really care about the fortune because they're not open geodes. I'll watch, the one about farming. All right, leave. Water my crops. What do I want to do today? Do I want to go foraging? I'll just make a loop around the map. No, I should go fish because I haven't done a lot of fishing because I want to.
If it's raining, then I usually go to the mines or go fishing. But if it's sunny out, then I water the crops. Do crafting, that kind of thing. Go forage. You just seem to get a lot more time whenever it rains because not only does it immediately water all of your crops, it also increases the chances for rare fish to be in the water, from what I understand. So
this game just has so much to do, and the genius of it is not making you do any of it, and it never feels like and I'm really glad it does that because I thought about this when my chickens weren't happy. Clark Kent and Bruce Wing.
Nice.
That's someone gave me those names. I am not that clever.
Okay.
The chickens
mine are solid. Mine are solid and liquid right now. So
okay, pretty good.
Go.
Yeah,
it's okay.
So I thought about this when I bought a second one. They were chicks. They were unhappy. I had no clue why. I just had a coop, and I had no clue why they were unhappy. The hay was automatically coming in, being put in there, and I didn't know. And I started to Google it. And I did Google it, and I looked it up, and it really didn't give me a lot of info until I finally realized I had to open the coop door and let them out.
Yep.
That was a fucking eureka moment. And then I realized you have to pet. Yeah, eureka. It's hard to go. It's hard to go to the bathroom if you get a wrong eureka.
I was gonna say. But if it's sunny, the chickens go out. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm. But you have to pet them. You have to pet them every day. If you put out grass, they tend to eat that, and that keeps them happy. I didn't know any of that, and I did have this moment where I started to realize any of the resources online, for the most part, are going to be very min-maxy.
Yes.
And I already started to see like images of this is what because there's a bunch of townfolk and you can romance a lot of them and you can make friends with a lot of them, and it's like this is all the items they like because you can gift them items to increase their liking of you.
Yes.
And I almost clicked on it and I was like, no. Fuck that. Because there was a magic moment with Minecraft that I haven't really gotten since. And that magic moment was discovery.
Yes.
Like, I remember the first times I really played Minecraft, and I was making dirt walls to get away from monsters because I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to craft a crafting table. I was just mining dirt with my fist and building walls. And not knowing how or why monsters were getting, and I liked that.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about this. And this does the opposite of Minecraft. This doesn't punish you for doing any of that.
Nope.
So if you suck with your chickens, I don't think they die. I think they just are sad and don't produce eggs.
Yeah, they're sad and they don't give you eggs. But if they're happy, they give you eggs every day. So.
Yeah. So it's just this almost, I don't want to say there's no punishment, but there's no like permanent punishment. And that allows sort of the discovery to happen at your own pace, and it makes you feel better and happier with the game.
Yeah, because say if you lose all your crops or whatever, you're out of crops, but you can still go out and make money other ways. Like if you need more seeds, you can go out and fish, or you can go to the mines and get gems and that kind of thing. Like there's never What I like about this game is that even though it's like a farming game, there's so much stuff you can do. There's so many ways to like get what you need in that game, and that's what I think is interesting. That it has like the level up system for, if you forage enough one day, you go up a level in foraging, and you can find like better items, like craft a field snack and stuff. Or if you go up a level in farming, then you can get 10% more gold on whatever you sell and that kind of thing. And it doesn't really encourage you to work towards this. It just kind of happens naturally.
Yeah, and there's no like meter or experience. It just happens, and that's another thing that I like. Of like, you can look at what level am I at in axing and chopping things down. Oh, I'm level 3, but there's no meter of like, hey, 3 more trees and you get level 4. It's just like, no, your level 4 is next. Mm.
Yep.
Who knows when that'll happen? How many trees you have to chop down? I don't know. Have fun. It is. I don't know how conscious it was, but it seems very conscious of
absolutely
giving you every system and then saying, "I have fun with it." There's no time limit. There's no meters, and I really like that because we are so. There are so many games that have so many fucking meters. Like that are practically clicker games all the fucking time. That this one just says no, and it's and it has that, and then throw on that like the Civ 5 level of addiction of like like one more day, and then you realize, well, I just watered all my crops and like took a few and threw it in the selling box and pet my cat and I petted my chickens. I might as well finish this day off. Like well, 2 days in the festival, I need to make sure I get some good stuff to put in the soup so that the soup tastes good for the governor. All right, and I'll do that. Like, oh, well, now I caught a fish, and I'm only one fish away from finishing the fish bundle for the aliens in the community center. I better fish all day tomorrow. Oh, well, it's going to rain the next day. I will just spend today in the mine. And then you look up, and it's 2 a.m., and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Yep.
Boy, you two guys sound like you like this game a lot.
It's a good game.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good. I'm glad y'all. I'm glad y'all had a lot to talk about it. It's good.
Oh yeah.
It's good.
What about you, John? What have you been playing?
Well, I want to make sure that y'all got all the other games out of your system first. Ryan, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's literally all I've been playing for the last week.
Michael,
I thought I had. Oh, let's see. I played a little bit of Hitman beta.
Okay.
That plays like a Hitman game.
Is that good or bad?
It was good. I think the footage of it is out there. It's the level on the cruise ship, or not cruise ship, but like on a yacht, and you have to sneak on and kill this guy. It took you through it as a tutorial, and then it took you through it like here's a room. It has every gun and everything that a hitman could ever want. Do you want to walk through and shoot everyone? Do you want to like? This guy was clearly this guy's buddy. Do you want to flip coins and strangle him behind this door and steal his uniform? Do you want to shoot a cop silently and steal his? You just kind of. It seemed to have that level of a reverence that Hitman had, like underneath the layer of super self-serious. I'm an assassin. It seemed to have that. I only played the first level. I played it twice. And was like, that's enough of that.
I remember when the alpha footage of that came out, people were like, oh, this looks like shit, it's gonna be bad, and like, now that the beta's out, it's like, oh yeah, it's good. So, I don't know. I've only ever played...
that comes out soon.
Sorry. Yeah, I've only ever played Blood Money, which is a pretty good game. So
yeah, Blood Money I think is one of the... from what I've heard, I don't think I've played it, or if I have, it's only a few levels, is the best one. I also played. I didn't play a lot of it, but I played a bit of the Uncharted 4 multiplayer beta.
Yeah, I played a good portion of that. That was really fun.
Oh, I didn't get to play much because every time I played it, my PS4 started to take off.
Really?
Yeah.
My PS4.
It had to go home and go back to its people.
Yeah, it had to go back to its home planet.
Uh-huh.
No, I played it a good portion. I really, really liked what I played. You know, I mean, it's Uncharted. They didn't change the gameplay that much.
It looked like, granted, what I was playing was the tutorial level, and then I didn't really stop to smell the roses after that, but the tutorial levels looked really, really good.
Yeah, that game is gorgeous.
Yeah, I want to see that game in real life in front of me. Because I remember when it was at E3 last year, and they showed that off that lengthy demo, and all I could hear from the press was afterwards were like, "Oh, you should have seen what they didn't show after that, because that looked even better." So I want that game to finally come out.
Definitely, I'm excited. Like, I'm a pretty big Uncharted fan, so have you seeing how they end it?
Have you played the other multiplayer in the other games?
I didn't play any of the multiplayer, no. I only played through all the single players, but
sure,
I liked that enough, and from what I played from the multiplayer here, I might get a little into the multiplayer in this one.
Yeah, I don't love the way those games control. I think it's better served in a single player setting, and I still felt that way.
I agree, but it's still fun.
Yeah, it was still
it's pretty well put together.
I wish the world was a little less serious about its multiplayer shooters, because that would be perfect for it. Of like, who cares? You just did this crazy thing where you summoned a dude with a minigun. That was pretty dope.
Yeah,
you summoned a totem and it exploded.
That's why I like the multiplayer for that game, is just because you just kind of fling yourself around. You're just shooting dudes. It's like it's like a dumb action movie sequence. Like that. Those games are dumb action movies. But the multiplayer is even dumber. Mm-hmm. You're just flinging yourself around. You're summoning random shit. You're just going nuts. Like, that's why I played a little bit of The Last of Us, and I respected that, but when I...
Game respect game.
Yeah, game respect game, but no, when I was in California, and long-time listener to the show, I remember Will Westwater staying with him, and he plays The Last of Us multiplayer all the fucking time, and... that dude gets serious, like really, really serious about Last of Us multiplayer. Like, he plugs in the mic, and he gets extremely angry if everyone else on his team doesn't use the mic. He's just like, alright kids, listen, you bought your PS4, and you're not going to be using the bundled in microphone. Come on, I'm not even asking you to use expensive ones, just use the one that's bundled in. And he's just like yelling at everybody. It's so good.
I don't even know where my PS4 microphone is.
Me neither.
I know where mine is because it's like on the floor next to my TV because it fell and I didn't bother picking it up because I don't use it. So
I don't know where my Xbox microphone is either, and there was a time at which that would have been blasphemy for me because I would play a lot with my friends. So it's like, oh, I know exactly where that is. Now it's like, I don't want to talk to anybody on the internet, not through Xbox Live.
Yeah, but you know, is that all, Michael?
I thought there was something else. There's something else later with news that I played that we'll talk about, but I think that's it. I played a little bit more Digimon.
All right.
Stardew Valley has sucked my soul. Yep. I'm letting it.
Yeah, let it. But the other game that I played. I played some little things here and there. Like, I picked up Blue Version on Virtual Console.
Oh.
And I played a little bit of that, mostly just because I was, like, in a doctor's office for quite a bit recently. So I was just like, I should have something on my portable console that's just easy to get lost in. And
sure.
So I just played some Pokemon.
Good choice.
That's that. You know what that game is.
Mm-hmm.
I think those Virtual Console ports are a little too expensive though because they're $10.
Yep.
And every other Game Boy Virtual Console game is between $4 and $7 depending on like the quality, basically.
But they're not Pokemon.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Pokemon trading card game is technically, but you know.
I
don't know. I mean, they had to do extra work on those games. Like, they had to make it so you can trade them, or you could trade between them wirelessly, and there's going to be, like, Pokemon Bank integration for Sun and Moon, and they actually had to edit multiple things in Yellow version. Like, they had to change Jinx's color because, like, you know, people were saying that Jinx was racist, so Jinx is purple now in Yellow version. And the Pikachu surfing minigame, It was originally only available if you got a special downloadable Pikachu that knew Surf, but now, because you can't do that anymore, as long as you have Pikachu in your party in yellow version, you could do the minigame. So they did work on those games, but still, $10 is a bit much for a game from 1998.
Sure.
That's like a Game Boy game. I don't know. If at the very least they were upfront about it, because I remember when they announced Earthbound for Virtual Console, they were like, "Yeah, it's because it was a little bit more expensive. I think it was like $9 instead of the normal $7 that a Super Nintendo game is." But they were like, we went out and found, or we dug up the original Earthbound strategy guide and scanned that. And, took all this care to, bring a bunch of stuff in for this game. The fact that it was a little more expensive, I was like, alright, sure, you did some work, you restored, some stuff to make this, a more complete experience. I getcha. If they were like, hey, we're gonna charge a little bit more.
John,
what
else have you been playing?
Okay, I'm sorry, you're right. I got a little... The big game that I played is SUPERHOT.
Hot. Super hot.
I'm still playing it. I'm not done. I feel like I'm getting close to being done, though. But
if you had to choose a temperature on how you felt about that game, would you say you were cold?
No, Michael. I'm feeling hot.
Yeah.
I'm feeling super hot, baby. It's very fun. I'll get this out of the way. I don't know if it's $25 worth of fun. No,
I know.
Make your own choice there. I think it's an excellent game, and if you can drop $25 on that, go for it. But
or you can buy Stardew Valley and a second game too.
I guess so. But no, SUPERHOT it's very interesting. It's if you don't know what this game is for some reason or another, it is a first-person shooter where it's structured a lot like people are calling this game a puzzle game more than a shooter, because that is true. The gimmick of this game is that time only moves while you're moving. Mm-hmm. So if you press forward or if you swivel around the camera to look at somewhere else, then other characters will be able to move. So you can take time to plan your route of attack, and you can dodge bullets pretty easily, because it's I can see this guy shooting a bullet right here. I could just step to the right real quick, and then the bullet will go past you. You can do stuff like that. You can set up interesting kills by okay, I'm gonna line up this katana throw and just wham, get these guys two at once. You can do some very interesting things in that game, but it's all about just figuring out where your enemies are coming from, what weaponry they're using, how to dodge the bullets, and kill everyone in the room. The whole game is the shell of the game is a weird, almost futury, but also kind of retro, operating system. And your friend sends you a fake an in-universe game, and he's like, "Yeah, just come and play SUPERHOT, dude. It's a new game everyone's playing." But it's more than it seems. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's.
Are you Neo?
Not. Maybe
Did you take the red pill or blue pill?
Well, everyone's red, so maybe you took the red pill.
Did you follow the white rabbit?
The environments are red, or the environments are white. So the guys are red, the environments
Everything
are white.
is red. Everything is covered in the blood of my enemies.
I haven't gotten to the end yet, so maybe it does get red. But no, that game is slick. That is the best way to describe that game. It is fucking slick. Everything feels like it's slow-mo for gameplay reasons, but it's also slow-mo for style reasons.
Yeah. You
feel like you're diving around bullets. You feel like you're getting a sweet headshot. It feels so cool. And then once you finish a level, that thumping super hot plays. It plays that as it replays your full that full level in real time.
Great.
So it just shows you just pulling off all these sweet moves. It's just super hot, and it's like fuck yes! Like, it feels so good to finish a level in that game because it's just like yes, like oh man, so cool. That game is it's slick with a capital S.
Nice.
But yeah, I recommend it. I haven't unlocked any of the other modes, but I know that there's a challenge, a challenge mode sort of deal, where I think you have to beat the levels in a certain time limit. There's also an endless mode, which that's a far different beast than the actual game, because the actual story mode, the levels are structured in specific ways so you can puzzle them out. But in endless mode, it's just we're just going to put you in a room and we're just going to keep throwing dudes at you. Just, you could get in a corner and kind of just survive if you do things properly.
Uh-huh.
But no, it's neat. It's a very, very good game. I do recommend it. Just, keep in mind that it's, $25, and if you're only really interested in the story mode's probably if you're good at that game, you'll probably beat it in 2 hours. If you're like me, it'll probably take you 3 or 4. But yeah, no, just do with that information as you will.
Do you think they'd ever release a level editor for that game?
That would be really cool, but I don't know what kind of technology that would take. I mean, They made that original prototype in a game jam in 2 days. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe the level editing software might be easy to use. I couldn't tell you, but that would be interesting because that game definitely behooves itself to structure.
Sure.
And it would be nice to have more levels that are structured like that.
Uh-huh.
Because a complaint that I have heard from multiple people is that, it's not that the game is short, it's that they introduce a bunch of concepts and then they don't give them enough time to breathe.
Gotcha.
So, if there was a level editor, there could be levels based around those abilities. Or there could just be more interesting levels that are just hey, we're gonna throw these guys at you at this very specific way. You have to figure out who you have to kill first to get the right weapon to get through this. That could be interesting. All of those scenarios could be interesting, and super hot. I don't know. I hope that they might put out some free DLC in the future. That would be nice. I mean, or even paid DLC. I pay a little bit of money to get some more super hot. But no, yeah, Superhot's very good.
Cool. Cool.
That's out on PC. I don't know if the Xbox One version is out yet.
I think it's just out on PC and PS4, right?
Yeah.
No, I played that on Xbox One at E3. Let me look.
Yeah.
Live fact checking always works.
It does. No, I'm checking because I'd rather read this than be right. Okay, or than be wrong. No, it's out on PC already, and the Xbox One version is in March.
Cool.
Yeah, no PS4.
All right.
I bet that comes to PS4 eventually.
Maybe.
I bet that they're getting some sort of email within the past couple of weeks saying, "Hey, would you like to port this to PS4?"
Especially because they are saying that they want to support virtual reality with that game. So PSVR, maybe. Don't quote us on that. All right, well, let's move on to news. If you all would like to do that, Michael, would you like to start?
Hi.
What news article did you pluck?
Hey! You remember the Fable games?
I do. Those are those Microsoft, Xbox mostly games that Peter Molyneux made.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lionhead Studios, the developer. Well, yeah. What about Fable?
And they were making that new one. They were making that new one, Fable Legends.
Yeah, that was like a 4-against-1
free-to-play game. Yeah. That's gone.
What?
Ooh.
The game?
The game is gone. The studio is gone. The studio is gone. Along with
What
it,
the hell?
and so is another studio as well. Yeah.
Well, fill us in, Michael.
On Monday, Xbox dropped a really odd announcement really early in the morning that Fable Legends was canceled, that Lionhead Studios, that they were getting rid of it, which is pretty much they are going to. And that also the studio behind Max the Curse of the Brotherhood, called Press Play, would also be closed. So they closed 2 studios and canceled 2 games just like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they give any reason for it?
Nope. Not really.
That's pretty wild, but
Yeah.
I mean, I can take some
wild.
I can take some guesses. Like,
go right ahead.
let's say, I don't know, Lionhead takes fucking forever to make games.
Do they?
The last Fable game came out in like 2010. The last full Fable game came out in like 2010.
Sure.
Since then you've had that Fable Connect game, which was a Connect game, and then you had Fable Anniversary, which is with the remake of the original. That's it.
Wow.
So, yeah, 6 years to make a game. They haven't made a non-Fable game since 2006. So,
and what was that? If you remember?
they made both Black and White 2 and a movies game, because they also made the movies games for a while.
Right.
Yeah, they made 2 of those. So it's a decade since they've made a non-Fable game, and 6 years since they had a full Fable game release.
Wow.
So, as much as I like Lionhead, and I really like Fable, and I played Fable Legends, and actually enjoyed my time with it, yo, man, if I'm a businessman, and you show me all the studios we own, and there's this studio that's known for taking forever, making really big promises, and then sometimes releasing mediocre games, I'm going to say, how long has it been since they made a full game? All right, maybe we should close them down.
Yeah.
Also, when they're making this like free-to-play game that probably wouldn't make them any money, like what were the microtransactions for Fable Legends?
It was no different than what you see in like League of Legends. It was a hero-based. I'm not sure what to call it. It was like a hero-based dungeon crawl. And it's you and 3 other people. I think the dungeon was partially designed by the fifth bad guy you were facing, who was supposed to be human controlled. And if you got through the dungeon, which had traps and enemies, you faced that person. There are also mini bosses like trolls, and you chose a hero, and the heroes had different classes. I think I played as a mid-range. My guy was classified as mid-range, and he had like a crossbow, and it was like a machine crossbow, and he had to reload, and he had stun effects, and there were magicians, and there were people who shot from long range, and there were sword melee fighters. So a lot of the microtransactions tended to be like unlock a different hero, unlock cosmetic stuff, unlock new items that have different effects. I didn't really dig too deep into them because it took a while to load, and it was I think in my article I said an alpha. It may have been in beta, but it was very much in beta. Like that game was not. It wasn't like the Hitman beta where hey, that game comes out or it came out by the time this podcast goes up. Like it wasn't like that. It was clearly we still don't know what quite happens in this game, but it looked gorgeous. I thought it played fine. If that game had come out a year ago, it would have been perfect. But from what I've gathered from all the news stories about this, is that game was in development for 5 years.
Yeah. And
I have to imagine they had some sort of meeting with Microsoft and said, we need another year, or we need till the end of the year. And because that maybe not, I don't know, that's speculation. But
that sounds like pretty I don't know, pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
so.
that's the only reason to say cancel your game. You guys are done, because this seemed like, and to be honest, it seemed like a game that fit in very well with how games are made nowadays. Mm-hmm. Very, very well. It is a hero-based shooter. It's cooperative play, but you're playing against someone. It has a lot of microtransactions. You don't really need to put money into it, but you can't. Like, it really did fit, and you could earn stuff without putting in real money. Like, all that stuff, and if done correctly, would have been fine. But
yeah.
5 years is a lot of time on a huge studio that isn't making anything else. That, you know, who, like, maybe there's a Fable 4 somewhere on the drawing board, but dude, if it's not fucking being announced at E3 and not coming out next year, what's Lionhead worth? You know? Yeah. Doesn't it behoove them to then just say, hey, Rare, you want to work on a Fable game? Hey, whoever, you want to work on a Fable game? Like, I assume Microsoft owns that IP.
Yeah,
so,
I would think so.
Yeah, so it sucks. Like, I don't really ever like seeing studios close, and I really don't like seeing Lionhead close because they have a very lengthy pedigree. They've been around for 20 years. Mm-hmm. But Microsoft isn't closing a studio just to close a studio. A lot of people keep saying, like, Microsoft killed the studio, and yeah, they literally did. But
they did, but they have probably reasons for it.
Yeah, like, you don't pick up a studio and go, I can't wait to make shit Connect titles and remakes, and that's all we want to do. Like, no, they want to put out a fucking game, and they put out Connect titles, a Connect title, and a remake. You know, you know what you could have done? Bundled Fable 2 and Fable 3 together and released them on the Xbox, and maybe made some coin. Mm-hmm. But, you know, then Xbox did backwards compatibility and probably ruined that. But
yeah.
There's just it seems like Lionhead never really was really leisurely at their kind of development pace. And to be fair, they always end up making games that, you know, I like Fable 3, I love Fable 2, I really love Fable. So I don't think that kind of studio has a life anymore.
Yeah.
So
I'd say that's a fair opinion.
Yeah, and I have no clue about Press Play. I know they were working on something and that got canceled. I never played Max: The Curse of the Brotherhood, so I assume something similar happened where they just weren't working on something quick enough. Mm-hmm. So it's down to Rare. I think Rare is the only people making video games in the United Kingdom anymore.
Jeez.
I know there are other studios, but that's
I mean, where's 22 Cans? I mean, where's Molyneux now?
That's a good one. That's a good joke.
Wow.
You're gonna make another fucking. They've canceled like half of that game that they're working on. Gradius, whatever. Goddess. Yeah. Like, they canceled it. Like, no, that game is not coming out. Come on.
Well, they're still working on it. So
can you still download Curiosity?
Well, no, but that's over.
No,
part of it's over.
Too bad.
The dude won.
Yeah, won.
And got screwed over, but
he got a tour of the office, and then they promised him a lot of things and never returned his emails.
That
Great.
Sounds like Peter Molyneux in general, but you know.
No, nobody would return his. He would call them. There was a piece on it, I think, on Polygon or Kotaku.
Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty fucked up.
Yeah. But RIP Lionhead. Maybe we'll get a real Fable game now.
Yeah. I hope those people from Lionhead and from Press Play. That was what it was called, right? Press Play.
Yeah, Press Play was the Max Curse of the Brotherhood people.
Yeah, I hope those people land on their feet. I hope they get jobs real soon.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that sucks. Speaking of really weird business practices, Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan, what kind of weird business practices do you do?
You have a fucking doozy of a news article there.
Yeah. I sure do. So there's a thing that was called the ColecoVision, right? That's what it was called a while back. Yeah,
it came out like 2002 or something.
No,
Yeah,
the original, the
1980s.
ColecoVision. That is a classic console. That was the one where I'm thinking about the Intellivision. No, the ColecoVision was still a classic console, but
Yeah,
We don't need to go into the history of Coleco.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
the point is some chuckle fucks started a Kickstarter a while back for a.
they were going to.
Wait, I thought they already did the Kickstarter.
No.
No,
Oh,
they
okay.
were
Well,
planning on it.
Yeah.
that shows you how much I know about the news. But anyway, they were planning on doing a Kickstarter for a retro console called the Coleco Chameleon, and this brand or this company was called Retro VGS. They were in cahoots with Coleco to make this console. And I use console very loosely, maybe put some quotation marks around that, because, oh boy,
They made a lot of promises with that, because I remember
they
we talked
did.
about it once, where they were talking about like no updates, like everything would just work, it would play old games. They talked that thing like it was the second coming.
Yep.
They wanted to port like classic games to this console, but they were also saying like, we're gonna talk to Yacht Club and get Shovel Knight on this, and we're gonna get a bunch of other like 8-bit style games on here, and it's like that doesn't sound like anything would work, because the incredible difference between what, say, NES Castlevania is and what Shovel Knight is, like, something like that would be fucking crazy.
Basically, how this story ends is they could talk the talk, but they couldn't walk the walk, because some of y'all may have been keeping up with this, our dear listeners, and you may know that a while back, people were pretty suspicious about this whole thing, and so they showed off a hardware prototype on Twitter, maybe, that was basically a circuit board duct taped to some wires, and people called foul on that, but they showed them. Oh, hold on. They sure showed them, because at Toy Fair, I think this year, 2016, they showed up with a real live working Coleco Chameleon prototype.
Oh, nice.
But then, much like some kind of horrible comedy of errors, like maybe like a remake of The Producers or something, somebody realized that this Coleco Chameleon was actually a SNES Junior, quote, duct tape into a Jaguar, or or however you want to pronounce it.
Now, mind you, they actually got the rights to use the Jaguar case, so that wasn't the issue. It was the fact that they basically just stripped out a fucking mini Super Nintendo and put that
and shoved it
the
inside
case.
the shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so in light of this, some stuff went down. David Giltonen, who was the managing editor of Retro Magazine, which Retro VGS owned, quit because he said he was unable to continue defending the project. Retro VGS kept talking it up, saying it could play 8, 16, and 32-bit style games. Basically, to get to the short end of this long story, Coleco has finally broken off all sort of connections with Retro VGS. The quote says, Retro VGS has decided that the work they have created is not sufficient to demonstrate at this time. Consequently, we can no longer proceed with the project, and the Chameleon project will be terminated. Going further, Mark Tommen, who was Riverwest CEO and Coleco's owner, said, it just wasn't what we thought it would be, and we thought it would be an originally developed console, and the indications were that it just wasn't. No shit.
Yeah, because some more recent images were taken that they put up on their Facebook page to basically be like, look at how real this is, guys. They made a transparent case for it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Then someone looked at it and was just like, that's just an old PC capture card. So when that got posted, Coleco was like, okay, we need to get this squared out. And they sent like a team to Retro VGS to look at it, and that's when they decided to break off all ties.
Yeah.
Because they were like, we can't have our name on this, we are going to get fucked over.
Yep.
it's bizarre. But yeah, the Kickstarter got canceled. That Kickstarter was supposed to start like a week and a half ago, but they just didn't launch.
Maybe
you need a working prototype for Kickstarter. So it almost sounds like that this was a group of con men who got a little too far and like got an email like, yeah, Coleco would be willing to, like, what? Oh shit! Like, oh, Toy Fair just accepted our booth. A Kickstarter says they want to open a campaign. Shit! Hey Jerry, you still got that SNES Junior? Yeah. All right, take it apart. Like, that's what.
Let's see how far we can get with this, boys.
Yeah, like, have you ever heard of the story about the guy who illegally bought the New York Islanders, the hockey team?
I have not heard that story.
There's a really good documentary. I think it's still on Netflix. It's one of the 30 for 30, and it's about a dude who lied, who was not worth a lot of money, lied, falsified some documents, and essentially said, yeah, I'm real rich. He hung out with a lot of rich people, and he was one of the lower... he wasn't, like, poor, but he wasn't rich enough to buy the Islanders. And when the Islanders were struggling, stepped in and said, I'll buy them. And the NHL didn't investigate him further. The team didn't investigate him further because they thought each other would. And he convinced banks...
So you looked at that guy who wanted to buy the Islanders, right? No, I thought you did it. No, I thought Jeff was doing it.
I was too busy shining the ice. Yeah, towards the ice. He convinced a bank to give him a loan so that he could put down the down payment. So he was, I think, like $7 million away from owning the Islanders without having the money.
Shit.
And it finally like, all unraveled. That's what this story sounds like, of just like some sweaty dude in a hotel room, like champagne, a real fancy suit, fucking sweating buckets, like his phone keeps ringing, someone's knocking on the hotel room door, like, and he's just sitting there like, and you just see it like the mountain. You just see the sad.
You just see the sad little SNES Junior like sitting in his lap, and he's like,
he's holding a screwdriver.
Yeah,
and like it, and then that's the beginning of the movie, and it flashes back to his mom giving him the SNES Junior for the first time. He's real happy.
Bang on his door, dude. The Toy Fair booth opens in 5 minutes.
Shit, and then Rolling Stones.
I bet you're wondering how I got into this situation.
Yep. Rolling Stones music plays a lot of long shots.
My name's Jeffrey, and boy, have I had a long week.
Let me tell you how my week started. No, we don't.
Yes, we
do. It's just called The Chameleon.
We just have to remake. We just have to remake the producers, and it's like, oh, we could make more money with a flop console than a hit. It's like
Hitler's Chameleon.
Yeah, they talk about in that movie like there's a lot of old women in New York when they're trying to get the funding. It's like, oh, there's a lot of gullible Kickstarters on the internet, and it's like, we can do it, and they do the whole thing. But
I hear a lot of people give you money for retro video games. Retro video games, you say, to Kickstarter.
All we gotta do is say that the SJWs wouldn't want you to buy it. Foolproof.
The Coleco Chameleon will play. Hatred will come on all the hardware. Pre-installed. Postal 2 for lucky customers.
Yeah, the Postal remake.
Pre-order the Honey Pop sequel.
Every time you pre-order the Coleco Chameleon, we destroy another copy of Undertale.
God, what a mess.
Every time you pre-order the Coleco Chameleon, we save another PS4 with PT downloaded to it.
I may have to buy a Coleco Chameleon.
Yeah, I was going to say, some good people would have to buy some chameleons.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. This whole thing's just been a huge mess, and I wouldn't be surprised if like a month from now, like someone came out and was like, yeah, these people were like pulling the wool over your eyes this whole time. So
I want it to come out that they had a prototype and it wasn't working, and it works now.
Guys, I swear, come check it out.
It won't
plays Shovel Knight. No shit.
Yeah,
there's this game called Towerfall. It's real good.
Promise.
That's the Coleco Chameleon. It's gonna fade back into the foliage from whence it came. So.
Yeah.
God. But yeah, to round out this trilogy of weird business shit going on this week.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's a little weird.
Yeah, you could say that. You could definitely say it like that. You could definitely say it just like that. So, Radiant Entertainment, the name might not seem too familiar with about 99% of people, but you might recognize the game that they are working on, Rising Thunder. Was that, to be fair, it was a very, very I don't even think it came out of alpha. It was either an alpha or a beta. It was in beta. It was a
Kickstarter game, and it came out in at least alpha.
Really? I didn't even know it was on Kickstarter. Oh, all right.
Pretty sure.
Well, I'll Google that as I'm talking. Kickstarter. No, nothing's coming up for that. I think they kickstarted that their other game.
Maybe.
But yeah, I will continue. Rising Thunder was an experimental fighting game where the controls were very, very simple. Like fireballs were on one button instead of having to do an input, etc., etc. It was all very easy to learn. No weird inputs. It started a bunch of robots.
It was for beginners. It was for newcomers.
It was a beginner's fighting game. It was being developed by on the dev team were like some pretty big name fighting games people like Seth Killian. You might remember him from some Street Fighter games. Just a lot of like big name fighting game people were invested in that game. But Riot Games, the creator of League of Legends, just swooped in this past week and bought up Radiant. And Rising Thunder is not on their plate anymore. They canceled Rising Thunder. To quote what they said, "We are delighted to announce that Radiant Entertainment has been acquired by Riot Games. As for Rising Thunder, the team will start work on a new game that we're excited about. We will be permanently closing Rising Thunder on March 18th. Yeah, it was only an alpha. It says right here that that was only an alpha. Their other game, Stonehearth, which is basically just a Minecraft clone. That game is going to keep going. I guess they're still making money off of that. But yeah, Rising Thunder will be canceled. I wouldn't be too surprised if in like a year or so we see a League of Legends fighting game that plays exactly like Rising Thunder or something like that.
I would not be surprised.
That seems like something that Riot would want to do, especially because like I have seen like a fan-made League of Legends game floating around. So maybe Riot just wants to. Riot might hire those people, and then they'll just combine that, and they'll just make a League of Legends fighting game that's official because people obviously want it. But yeah, no, it's a bit of a bummer that like a new franchise couldn't, develop, couldn't get off the ground, but.
That's really good news for that developer.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, at the very least, that developer didn't get shut down. Like, they were melded into Riot. This wasn't Riot just, like, buying the rights to Rising Thunder and telling those people to fuck off. Like, all of these people still have jobs. It's just that game doesn't exist anymore.
And Riot was recently named one of the best... I think Riot and Activision were named one of the better places to actually work. That's good. From what I've heard, Riot is very, very nice to work at. That they treat their employees well, that they purposefully avoid crunch and a lot of things that tend to burn out employees, that they avoid it, and that their actual offices are incredibly nice, and they offer like free food, and they kind of encourage you, kind of the Google aspect of like it's your life can be there or part of it.
Yeah.
So
they can probably definitely afford it. So
yeah, and then some.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to the question segment, folks. Michael, would you like to tell the good listeners where they can send their queries?
You can email us at podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, or you can send your letters to P.O. Box 128. I don't know, I'm making that up. Or you can go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/s.
Yes. Now go right ahead and ask those questions, my friend.
Steven Soup asks, recently played some old EA Sports big games, SS Tricky, NBA Street, and realized that sports haven't had arcade-style fun in a while. Rocket League certainly comes to mind with picking that torch up again, which leads me to ask, do you think AAA sports games will go back to those arcade/campy fun times given the success of Rocket League, or has the possibility been buried further with releases like Tony Hawk 5? Sorry for the long-winded question. Don't be sorry.
You're forgiven.
You're not forgiven. Don't be sorry.
Okay, fair enough. But I don't know. I could definitely see some more like wacky sports games with Rocket League's success. Like Rocket League didn't just succeed; Rocket League was extremely successful.
Yep.
So I could definitely see some more weird games. Like I don't know if we would see something out of EA, but there will definitely be some other smaller games like Rocket League. Well, smaller in the grand scheme of things, that do something interesting and fun and don't ascribe themselves that much to realism.
I mean, you had sports friends, you had speed runners, which I guess speed runners is less sporty, but sports friends definitely has a sports motif, just like Rocket League does. EA is the most rife to do it because they actually hold licenses, where it's tougher to make a hockey or a football game if you don't hold an NFL license, and those licenses are expensive. So if you want to make a football game, it's difficult. Like, I think it was called Backbreakers, came out probably about 10 years ago, and that didn't have a license, and that did well. Or maybe not well, but it looked cool. It kind of challenged the Madden aspect. It played that boom POD song every time you caught the ball on a kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time on a kickoff it would play that. So there's room for it. I just don't know if they're without those licenses and with like behemoths like FIFA and Madden and the show for MLB. With that kind of stuff out there, I just don't know if there's enough room in the market. If people really want to play football arcade style. Because, like, if you really, like, what people want for sure is they want stuff like Rocket League or Tony Hawk or SS Tricky. I don't think people want NBA Street or NFL Street. Maybe NBA, but, like, I can't think of, other than NFL Blitz, a, like, arcade style NFL game that did well. Like, NBA had Jam, and they had Street, but I can't think of any others.
I mean, people... is that Mutant League football game still coming out?
That is not traditional football. That is based
on,
like, a board game. That's, like, almost turn-based.
I know, but that's still, like, a weird sports game.
Sure, yeah, for sure. I've seen footage of an older version of, or a different release of that, and that's... Yeah, if you're into football, but also like Dungeons and Dragons, that's for you. That's a good example of something that's different than just Madden. But I think a lot of people just want old Madden, where you picked your play from like 6 plays, and then that was it. And that was more of a hardware limitation than anything else. But they had MLB. What was that? It was based on the old game that came out not that long ago as well, and that was arcade style. MLB something.
Shit.
It's based on an old SNES game that was really popular.
I know what you're talking about, not Ken Griffey Jr.
No, that'd be great. Fuck.
Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. fucking rules.
Yeah, he's still here.
Yeah.
But yeah, they re-released that, and that did okay. They had those SpongeBob Nicktoon baseball games for a while.
Well, that wasn't good at all.
They're out there, the Mario Strikers and the Mario Sluggers of the world. They're out there. It's just
those games are excellent. Like I wish that they would do games that weren't Mario Tennis or Mario Golf, because those are the more restrained Mario sports games. Like in the grand scheme of things, like Mario Sluggers and Mario
Strikers.
Yeah, Mario Strikers. Those are awesome games, but those are very, very like outlandish comparatively.
Mario Golf is the iterations are hit and miss, and same with tennis. It's like the first Mario Golf was almost like an RPG.
Yeah.
And then it's just gotten more sedate. And the same with Mario Tennis. Mario Sluggers on the Wii, I remember I used to play that with my friends. We would like... It was really weird because they were like my group of friends who... They'd play like Left 4 Dead. And they played like a couple games, like Wii Sports. And I don't want to say casual because they played, they just didn't play as many games. And then one day someone got Mario Sluggers, and it was like Mario Sluggers, toy field, every time. I was like, all right, guys. You guys are very specific about which Mario Sluggers mode you want to play. Let's do this. Let's drink and play Mario Sluggers. I am fucking down.
I remember I got really, really good at Mario Strikers Charge, the Wii one.
Nice.
Like, I remember being, like, on the leaderboards of that shit when I was in, like, middle school. I fucking loved that game. They need to make another one of those.
They need to do more sports that isn't just Mario Tennis. Apparently that was terrible.
The Wii Mario Tennis was very bad. Or the Wii U one, excuse me.
Yeah. Let's move on. Pikachuros asks, "Hey, every pony."
Jeez,
Sorry.
Michael just...
Sorry if this has been asked before, but which is your favorite indie game that not a lot of people know about? I don't think this has been asked before.
Has it?
Good question.
I don't think it has. Who knows? Do you guys have an indie game that you like that not a lot of people know about? The first one that comes to my mind that a lot of people know about but probably don't try is Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
You should try Dwarf Fortress.
Yep.
It's free.
I was gonna go with a similar thing and fall back on that old favorite of mine as Space Station 13. So
Sure.
pretty similar, kind of, not really, but it's that same kind of like indie in-depth simulation thing that I guess not a lot of people know about and haven't tried because of how complicated it is. So,
all right, I have two. I'm gonna give one of these. I'm gonna give a shout out to one of Mike Kazumano's favorite games ever. It got brought up a little bit back in the day, but I don't think anyone remembers it.
Galaxy.
Gunpoint.
Galaxy. Mike Kazumano's favorite game of 2015.
No. Gunpoint.
Ask him about it on Twitter.
No, don't do that to him. He will yell. Gunpoint was this really interesting game where you played as this detective who had two special abilities. One of them was he had special jumping boots that made it so he could leap like very far. And the other ability was that he was able to like hack into electronics and turn lights on and off and like activate different things based on what they were wired to. Mm-hmm. And it was just this very neat, very interesting game of just based around these two mechanics.
It was made by a guy who had never made a game before.
Yeah, like I think he was just some dude who like wrote for PC Gamer or something.
Yeah, he has a good YouTube series taking you through a free piece of software and taking you through. Listen, I didn't know how to make a game. This is how I made a game, and it's really informative. And I forget what it is. I forget the name of it, but look up Gunpoint, look up the guy who made it, and then look up his YouTube, and then there you'll have it. Okay.
And another game that I really like that I definitely know people don't know is on Steam. It's called Noitu Love 2 Devolution.
Is this some sort of anime game?
Kinda. I mean, if you would consider something like Metal Slug to be it's a little bit more anime Metal Slug.
What's it called? Say it again.
Noitu Noitu Love 2 Devolution.
Alright, there it is.
It's a little anime.
Noitu Devolution on Steam. Yeah, this looks like a Metal Slug.
It's very neat. Like if you watch that video of us playing Capsule Force kind of reminds me of Noitu Love as well. Because there's kind of like Capsule Force is more like about like juggling yourself based on giving yourself more jumps. But with Noitu Love, it's more about like, oh, you can throw yourself at enemies because you attack by just like launching yourself and doing kicks and punches. But there's other characters you can unlock that do different attacks. But if I remember correctly, they are re-releasing that game for Wii U and 3DS like in the coming months.
Huh.
Just as Noi 2 Love Devolution. Like it's a sequel to a game, but I think the original was like a Flash game, so I think they're like just pretending it didn't happen or something.
Noi 2 Love is my R&B name.
That would be a good name.
Thanks.
But I dig that game, and I'm definitely gonna pick that up when because the 3DS version of that would be really cool. I would love to play that on a portable.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anonymous asks, have any of you played The Witness? Are you guys even into puzzle games? I don't think it was asked that aggressively, but I like the idea of someone asking like, "Hey, have you played The Witness? Are you even into puzzle games?"
Come on, you fuckers! Yeah. Who here plays puzzle games?
I mean, I'm kind of into puzzle games, but I haven't played The Witness because I've heard very divisive things on it. So I don't know.
I haven't played it yet, but I have been avoiding most information about it, and I will eventually grab it up. I do love puzzle games, though. I don't love all of them. I feel like some of them are purposefully obtuse. And I kind of don't... I don't want a puzzle game that makes you feel like an idiot for, 2 hours before I look it up and go like, oh, that's pretty dumb. Great. Like an old adventure game or something. I kind of want something that... Puzzle games are hard to make, and when you make something like Portal and Portal 2 are very good examples of how to make perfect puzzle games. You feel like, what the fuck am I missing? I never felt like I was straying into, boy, am I dumb. I always felt like I was making mental progress. And then when everything clicked, it was like, oh, all right.
Okay. I don't really like puzzle games that much. I like a couple of the classic Nintendo puzzle games like Tetris and Dr. Mario and Wario's Woods. I really like Wario's Woods. I like Puyo Puyo too. So I guess I do like puzzle games. But nah, I don't know. Every time I would see a screenshot or someone talking about The Witness when that game came out, I was just filled with this sense of dread. Just looking at that game made me stressed out. So I don't know if I'll ever be able to play that game. Something about it just makes me feel really anxious. And
that's weird because having seen video of it, it seems really kind of just walk up and try and solve this puzzle.
I don't know. I'm a weird motherfucker, so I'll probably have to play it before the end of the year. If Michael plays it and really, really likes it, then, that'll probably be something that we have to talk about eventually, but I don't know. Right now, I'd rather play... SuperHot's a puzzle game. That's my puzzle game that I'm playing right now. I want to play some more SuperHot.
You know what's a puzzle game?
Digimon?
Stardew Valley.
Oh, okay.
The whole thing's a puzzle, man. How do I get my cops to go? How do I do that? It's a puzzle. You have to figure it out. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Ask the last question, please.
Last question from Shoeless. Which Pokken character looks the coolest? I'd have to look him up again. Hold on. Pokken.
From memory, I like the chandelier a lot. So.
Yeah, I've purposefully avoided a lot of footage of that game because
you don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, for the fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
But no, just because I don't know, I kind of wanted to just figure out how each character played on my own, which sounds weird, but I don't know. I kind of wanted to hop into that game blind.
That makes sense. So
because I just wanted to, I want to figure out who I gravitate towards, just based on how they play.
All right, I've got two. Machamp, Gengar, done.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Gengar's in that game.
Yeah,
okay, I changed my mind. It's Gengar.
It's Gengar.
Yeah.
But
dude's a fucking ghost. How you gonna beat up that man? You ain't. You ain't. You ain't.
But I mean, from what I have seen, I really like how Machamp looks. Chandler does look really cool. Gengar looks interesting. I like that Pikachu does a bunch of like Heihachi poses. I don't know.
Is he a ghost? Is he a Gengar? No, then he is not the best.
And Pikachu Libre, she does a bunch of like King and Armor King moves, so that's cool. I don't know. Like I said, I wanna play that game to figure out who I really like. But I love what I've seen of pretty much every Pokemon in that game so far, so it's hard to pick.
Gengar. That's it. No more questions. You can send questions to podcast@videogamechuchu.com if you want to email us, or you can go to Tumblr by going to videogamechuchu.tumblr.com/ass. What?
Ask.
No, I said it. That's what I said. What did you think I said?
It doesn't matter.
All right. Okay. We're done. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. Let me think. We don't really have anything planned for next week.
Nope.
Because it's spring break, and that's going to be fucked up.
Yep, I'll be in Washington, D.C. when this podcast comes out. So
yeah. Yeah, we're probably going to record a late episode next week.
No.
No, I might record something with Niall. Just me and him.
A podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Sure.
Yeah. Might do it on like Saturday or something, and then he'll just edit it the next day. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll figure that out. But you know, if we do that. If not, then we might just skip next week because it's spring break, and neither of these two bozos are going to be around. So...
Yeah, I will.
Nope.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, you
That's
will?
why I'm really confused by what you're talking about, because I'll be back next Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why when you said it would be late or wouldn't happen, I was like, no, I'll be back.
Oh.
I won't be back.
Then why is Niall saying he's going to be on the... I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. Okay, just expect a podcast next week then, because
there will be a podcast.
Yeah, there will be a podcast now. I was confused.
It'll be Niall talking to himself.
Yeah, Niall's just going to record himself just reacting to the Coleco Chameleon. Like, he's going to listen to us talking about it, and he's going to be like, oh, wow. Oh, that's crazy. Man.
I'd listen to that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we have...
I got crops to harvest.
Yeah, we have a video of a new train wreck up of Ryan and I playing that Super Nintendo Ultraman game. That game sucks fucking dick.
Yeah, it's not
bad.
It's not good.
But go watch, because I get pretty into it, even though that game sucks.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. But that should do it for this week. Thanks for listening, folks. See you next week.
See ya.